By making education one of his key developmental enablers, the governor of Anambra State, Governor Willie Obiano, has shown he understands the importance and benefits of proper and qualitative education as a panacea for illiteracy and for a sustainable developed state.
When we came in, His Excellency already had a blueprint on education. The mandate was very clear, ensuring that the learning needs of all are met through equitable distribution of resources, ensuring that the children have lifelong skills, and that we're one of the 3 top states with the lowest illiteracy rate.
Governor Obiano's blueprint for value-based education in the state is hinged on the development of 3 indices: infrastructure, capacity building, and welfare of teachers and students alike.
But when you talk about infrastructure, we are not talking about just the building. We are talking about the state-of-the-art equipment in those buildings, the conducive environment, and the learning and instructional materials in those buildings. We also talk about the teachers' welfare, which involves the incentive you give to teachers, their capacity building, and the whole human resource management. And then you talk about the students and the pupils, the welfare of the pupils. We say we want to make sure that Anambra, meet global competitiveness.
Improving on the success of the past administration, education in the state has continued to soar to greater heights. Part of the major reasons why Anambra is setting standards for others to follow. This was recently reaffirmed by the presentation of checks of 150 million naira and 215 million naira to Anglican and Catholic churches respectively for the running of mission schools in the state. It is also on record that in 2015, the governor doled out a whopping 730 million naira to mission schools to improve the quality of education and maintain the excellent performance already achieved in the educational sector of the state. These funds are to be used in the renovation of existing buildings and the building of new ones where needed as required by the missionaries.
The motivation that is gotten from him as a person, not just in his government, for him as a person, is what is moving the state also. So that motivation we are getting, the motivation the students get, and also the motivation he is giving to most of the people that comes around him, especially this issue of education. That is what is moving the education to the height that we are now.
One of the most astonishing facts of the Obiano-led administration is that without agitation from any quarters, all teachers, like all civil servants in the state, have had their salaries increased, and those teaching in the rural or riverine communities, usually called hard-to-staff areas, are given additional bonuses added to their salaries as an incentive. Also enjoying the bonuses are those teaching the core sciences and Igbo.
Without even telling us, we went to the bank to see our salary increase. Some people were even afraid to collect the salary because they didn't know it's increase in the salary. So we are very happy. Especially he's not playing with teachers because he knows that if you get teachers you get the students. If you get the students, you get a good state. The salary is increased. I can now do a lot with my salary, unlike before. The salary was not enough. If you want to buy something, you start calculating. But now you can solve your problem and still have some change.
For those who teach in the hard-to-staff areas, Governor Obiano has provided water transportation to reduce the hazards faced on the rivers. This is in addition to water ambulances for health-related emergencies.
Many of our schools are in the riverine areas. You will need to cross with the waters to get across to those schools. And that has been hampering the mobility. You know, there are transportation issues. So His Excellency commissioned these flying boats to aid the teachers in their movement.
The state government is concluding plans to build residential quarters for teachers in the hard-to-staff areas to ease the burden of commuting to and fro those areas. However, with the completion of 2 new bridges over the Anambra River, Governor Obiano would have provided a direct link to the riverine communities by road. Teachers in the state have never had it so good in recent times, as they have been motivated by the increased salaries and have also had the backlog of promotions approved, with all remunerations fully paid. Governor Obiano has also completed the NUT Teachers House and given funds for its furnishing. The government has provided funds to 420 public schools to have their sick bays refurbished, and all primary schools have received infrared thermometers and dispensers.
So he has encouraged the principals so much and the teachers so much. And then the principals are also happy with him because he has given all the schools a certain amount, 1 million, for sick bay and then sports equipment.
Governor Obiano has also given to 420 schools 220 laptops to private schools in the state. In addition, he has procured 629 two-seater wooden desks and 545 round tables and chairs for pupils of early child care centers. The Ministry of Education clamps down on unofficial schools and miracle centers while periodically visiting schools on supervision, no matter how distant. This is to ensure that the set standards and ethics are strictly adhered to, and also encourage teachers and the students to imbibe Governor Obiano's shared values in the schools.
Positive impact on everywhere I meet and everywhere I go. To be a solution provider, not a part of problem to be solved. To be a role model, worthy of imitation. To be my best in all I do, particularly and lecturer good at. To do the right thing about and regardless of me doing the wrong thing. To find good time and make best use of it. To share and show respect through my words and action. To consciously be a great leader starting now, today and every day. To live a life of integrity and honor. To make my family, my state and my nation prosper. So help me God.
Through a repositioned Anambra State Universal Education Board, ASUBEB, the state ensures that schools have a conducive atmosphere for learning by the renovation of Universal Basic Education Mission Schools and the state-owned educational facilities. ASUBEB has built and renovated over 1,000 classroom blocks covering practically the entire state. The projects are still ongoing in spite of the state's meager resources. This is in addition to ensuring that modern facilities are available in schools.
Whatever we do here must be in accordance with the national policy on education, which we have adopted here to suit His Excellency's programs. Our main objective here is to enhance the quality and functional education in basic education. So to make the qualitative education accessible to all children of school age in Anambra State. That's a second objective. And the third, that hinges on equity, is to make sure that education is given to all children, school-age children of Anambra State, irrespective of religion, gender, and disability.
Starting with the girls' secondary schools with boarding facilities in the state government is securing their premises in a safe school initiative. This is being done in phases. To sustain Anambra's envious position in the sector, the state government periodically trains and retrains its teachers in modern teaching techniques. Governor Obiano has insisted that all teachers undergo modern computer appreciation to avail themselves with modern ICT techniques as teaching tools.
This particular project the governor has brought in is bringing us, moving away from analog to digital, and that makes us, more current with the happenings all over the world. I think the governor is trying to give us global training that will make us fit in anywhere in the world.
In the same vein, the government sent principals of vocational schools to Singapore to understudy the Singapore experience. This has sharpened their competence and overall ability to deliver on their jobs.
As for me, I said, our going there, coming back, that the technical colleges must change. I was determined since His Excellency bought out a huge sum of money to send me there, to send the teachers there. We don't have a choice than to make it work in Anambra State.
And the experience was quite overwhelming. And we have tried to build into Anambra State what we learned, because what we saw in Singapore was marvelous. And we have tried to inculcate that in our system, which is very encouraging.
To the glory of God.
Governor Obiano went further to declare free tuition in all its technical colleges, which has caused an increased enrollment of students being currently witnessed. With added infrastructure and state-of-the-art laboratories in chemistry, biology and physics, some vocational colleges have now been accredited.
The Obiano administration is retooling all the science laboratories in the secondary schools, state-of-the-art. The total sum of the quality that is imparted on the children is high, in that His Excellency is giving the opportunity for us to address education from all perspectives.
Another feat accomplished by Governor Obiano is the partnership with Innocent Motors, where students from technical schools receive practical training in the auto industry.
We have more students opting for the technical colleges. Parents now have confidence in our technical colleges.
The success of this has led to the establishment of a vehicle body trade department in the Nigeria Science and Technical College, NEWI, that has now been accredited by the federal government.
This is the only school that offers vehicle bodybuilding as a trade in the whole of Southeast. Any student that passes through the vehicle bodybuilding department as a trade will have 3 trades. The person could be a panel beater, the person could be upholstery, furniture and upholstery, and the person could be a painter. These three trades are the components that make up the vehicle bodybuilding.
Due to the quality of education received, the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, is now employing graduates of the Government Technical College, Onitsha.
EEDC, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, came here to interview our students, our ex-students, the students that have graduated, which means they recognize our product. And then some of them that did not appear for the interview have already established on their own and employed some people that are working for them, so they don't need government employment.
Governor Obiano believes that no child should be without basic education, especially the girl child. He has therefore concluded plans to build schools in the riverine areas of the state. For migrant farmers, Governor Willie Obiano's administration has improved on the existing infrastructure, giving the children a more conducive learning atmosphere.
We have the one we call migrant farmers schools. We have migrant fishermen schools, right? Here in Anambra, they should not be singled out if we have this desire to reduce the literacy ratio in the state and in the country at large.
He has also declared free education for all physically challenged children in the state and increased the subvention of special schools for the physically challenged from 50,000 naira to 500,000 naira. The state government, through the Ministry of Education, will soon commence the building of 3 model schools for the physically challenged, which will be built in each of the 3 senatorial zones of the state. The wife of the governor, Mrs. Willie Obiano, through her foundation, Caring Family Enhancement Initiative Cafe, donated a borehole in Basden Memorial School, providing potable water, and also facilitated the renovation of its infrastructure. Governor Obiano's call to the private sector and stakeholders for assistance in moving education forward in Anambra State has yielded results, as the Association of Proprietors of Private Schools donated over 10,000 exercise books that were shared in the state. Also, an international foundation, the Ihiezie Foundation, donated in a public-private partnership (PPP) arrangement over 500,000 textbooks covering a wide range of subjects to be used in nursery, primary and secondary schools in the state. Not left out were textbooks for the higher institutions. This will ensure libraries are well stocked so as to encourage and revive the reading culture in schools. Throughout the state, the government encourages the schools to embrace the Igbo culture and has set aside a day, the Igbo Cultural Day, for them to showcase and display the different traditions in the state. This day also affords the schools the opportunity to display various handmade items made by the students.
The Igbos have a rich culture. The Igbo language is also very rich. But unfortunately, as the governor said, a lot of people have neglected the speaking of Igbo language.
As children, we advise our parents to try as much as possible to teach their children, educate them the reason and more of how to speak Igbo, so that as they grow up, that Igbo language will never die.
Anambra is one of the few states in the Federation that has established internet-ready, fully equipped ICT centers for computer-based tests, CBTs, used by JAMB and other related exams. The state-owned higher institutions are also getting attention, as Governor Obiano has increased the subvention of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University and Nwafọ College of Education in Nsugbe to 150 million naira and 19 million naira respectively.
We finished our accreditation not long time ago. We had fielded 32 programs, that is 32 departments for accreditation. He empowered us, and for that reason, we were able to do what even the older universities were not able to do. As if though that is not enough, within the same 2 years, this university was again adjudged one of the research institutes recognized by the American Research Center worldwide. That was what Obiano did.
This is a government that actually moved their subvention to 150 million, which is astounding. It's very astounding. And why did he do that? He believes that that will give them the right frame of mind to concentrate not just on their research, but then be able to generate more IGI, because they don't need to now bother so much about where the money for the salaries are coming. Therefore, they can focus their energy on doing some other thing that will be positive for the university.
Ensuring that the state's counterpart funding with the EU and UNICEF is fully paid up, Chief Willie Obiano, amidst cheers and celebrations, commissioned the new Anambra MDG water supply scheme situated inside the Ibariam campus of Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu University. The new 460,000-litre water project is reticulated over 11 kilometers with the potential of supplying water to 1,000 households daily. At the Nwafọ College of Education in Sube, massive construction works of new infrastructure is going on, with Governor Obiano accessing Tertiary Education Trust Fund (TET Fund), which was surprisingly not fully accessed by the school since 2009. The college recently completed the micro-teaching science lab, lecture halls, and procured various buses and generators. They are currently building an e-library and a 300-bed two-story hostel. Little wonder that when the National Commission for Colleges of Education, NCCE, came to reassess the college's accreditation, they were impressed with what they saw.
Between the time we were here last time now, there are a lot of improvements and changes are occurring. I think I can say that the government of Anambra State presently is committed and serious about education generally in Anambra. And from what we are seeing on the ground in this college, we think that the commitment on teacher education is even greater than what it was before.
Using this college as a microcosm of the entire gamut of education in Anambra State, we can say that the government is doing its best, because this is a state school, and we have gone around the college. We have looked at their self-assessment form, and then we have gone around to validate the claims made in those forms. And from all intents and purposes, the college is fully prepared.
Governor Obiano is concluding plans to ensure that the Nwafọ College of Education is upgraded to a university, awarding degrees up to PhD level.
We're having a vision where the edict will be made to allow this institution to produce NCE teachers, degree teachers of different levels, first degree, second degree, and PhD. It will help the state and the nation in general to have an institution that's geared towards inculcating in the students the skill in teaching.
Governor Obiano's 10-year Anambra rolling plan that is passionately committed to expanding the frontiers of education in the state is already yielding results.
When toys are guided to school, they are very likely to neutralize positive image toys might have had about a country or city. Even if this is true, it does not address the fact that slum tourism undermines the human right because respect for human dignity, privacy, and self-worth are fundamental human rights. So even if this is correct, it does not address that argument.
Anambra students representing Nigeria in Singapore came overall tops in the debating competition, as well as beating other participants in different categories. Students from Anambra State are set to represent Nigeria in another competition coming up soon in Germany. In 2015, Anambra won numerous accolades in the Presidential Schools Awards. Teachers from the state won various awards, and the state won the best overall senior secondary school in Nigeria and the best junior secondary school and the second best primary school, a feat no other state has ever achieved. In recognition of his efforts in the education sector, Governor Willie Obiano bagged 2 awards: the Most Primary Education-Friendly Governor of the Year and the Pillar of Education Development in 2015. Governor Obiano outshone other governors in the federation to clinch these awards.
The most dynamic, the most pragmatic, the most enigmatic, the most mercurial, the most eclectic governor of Anambra State, His Excellency, Chief Willie Obiano.
In its 59th Annual National Congress held in Awka, the state capital, The national president of All Nigeria Confederation of Principals of Secondary Schools, ANCOPS, described Governor Willie Obiano as the senior advocate of teachers.
He's a lover of education. He's an education-friendly governor. He's governor, one of the governors we have in Nigeria that is after the welfare of teachers. He's one of the governors that we have that cares about teachers. He's one of the governors that believes that teachers' reward should be on earth and not in heaven. That teachers must benefit, enjoy their reward here on earth and hereafter. And that's why I say he is the senior advocate of teachers.
He understands that education is key in any nation. If you do not have the right kind of education in any nation, in any state, you are bound to continue failing. For him, education is one of the key areas that he could focus on and then be able to tackle the unemployment problem, be able to tackle the disempowerment, of youth, through empowering them through what we call education for employment, which is what we are running now in the state. He knows that through education, the right values and the right belief of people will be inculcated in that people. So that is why I believe he's doing everything he can to make sure that we basically lack nothing.
It is also on record that Governor Willie Obiano was named the Sun Man of the Year 2015 for his overall achievements in making Anambra an economically viable and safe state. By his landmark achievements in the education sector, Governor Willie Obiano is creating a large pool of highly skilled workforce that will drive the industrial revolution in the state. Anambra has indeed become an investor's haven. Together we settle to